whether you keep them in your home or love to see them in theirs, these are the creatures that bring us all together.
Reptiles. We're going to be delving into the experiences of reptile lovers from around the block and around the world. This is the Reptile Talk Podcast. What's going on, everybody? This is Jeremy Turgeon from Brassman Reptiles.
And it's your boy, Rob, who is keeping it real.
It's your boy!
Yet again. We're back.
Oh,
and we have a very
man.
special guest this evening.
Super excited. I'll do the drum roll this time.
You'll hear it. We got Bruce from the Reptarium. Man, how is it going? How are you doing? And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be here all week.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that intro. Dude, you guys fucking rock. I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Hell yeah, man.
So how are you doing tonight, man?
Dude, I am awesome, man. I'm in one of those good, like, those good husbandry kind of moods, you know what I mean? Like, I got all my snakes feeding, everybody's looking good. I've got all these nice sheds coming out and everything. Everything's working pretty good at the Reptarium. I don't know. I'm moving and grooving, bro.
Hell yeah.
Hell to the yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I fucking love feeding day. That's probably one of my favorite days. So I feel it.
Dude, oh my God, it's like every time it's rewarding. You learn something new almost every time. I swear. Like it's probably one of my favorite times to do it, especially because it's just the different snakes and animals I keep. Like you see something different out of everything, you know.
100%.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning, the very beginning of time. When the first atom no, I'm just kidding. But when you first
The Big Bang Theory.
Well, bam. So when you were young, were you always into reptiles, or were you into just like all animals altogether?
100%, yeah. I grew up watching of course, like pretty much everybody's hero, Steve Irwin, but I like guys like Jeff Corwin and stuff like that. I practically stayed glued to Animal Planet just all the time.
Yep.
And growing up in the South too, man, like you just come across the coolest shit all the time, and it was super rewarding growing up in Alabama, man. I've got to see copperheads. I've seen all kinds of cool snakes, water moccasins out of the woods owl, like all over the place. But like, you know, but at the same time, I've also heard all the silly little stigmas that you hear growing up. You know, like, oh, I got chased by that water moccasin. It was 30 feet long, looked like a python.
Oh no!
Dude, it's just a pure insanity of ignorance down there sometimes.
Yeah.
I love that state, but there's a lot of goofiness going on.
Yeah, it can happen. So, like, you used to go field herping when you were younger. You're into finding. Were you always into venomous snakes, or was that something you kind of like developed later?
So honestly, I'd always kind of I wouldn't even say I'd always been into venomous snakes. I've just always been into snakes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a lot of education as a kid. So as far as like into snakes, it's pretty much just like, you know, you knew how to identify a copperhead and a cottonmouth, and those are pretty much the big ones that I was just like, you see that, just go the other direction, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Of course, me being like you gentlemen, I don't like running from animals like that.
That's right.
Let me go grab a stick.
Yes.
Let's go over here. Let's see this. You know, and being a goofy goober, man. Like I've actually got the chance to catch and see snakes that I didn't even know how cool it was that I found it. And for instance, like I actually ended up catching a coral snake when I was I think about 8 years old.
What?
I'm sorry. Yeah. As amazing as all of this is, we need to stop because the fact that you said goofy goober makes us very happy.
Very happy.
I'm a goofy goober.
Yeah. I'm a goofy goober. Rack. Yes.
Okay, so coral snakes.
Back to coral snakes.
I use the word goober a lot. I do. I've used it since I was a kid. I like the people are goobers. There's a lot of goobers there.
So about it.
So you found a coral snake when you were 8? That's insane.
So it was 8 years old, and I found it, and honestly, at 8 years old, I wasn't comprehending what I was looking at here. I was just like, dude, this thing's pretty. Wow, I like this. So I literally get it with a stick because, like, even at 8 years old, I wasn't really too fond of getting bit by a snake, regardless of what it was.
Yep.
So like, I put it in a shoe. I put it in a shoebox. Went home. put it in the garage where my mom found it 2 days later and screamed my ass so hard for it because she knew exactly what that thing was, and she was just like, "Get it out of my house!" You know, just like freaking out over it, like, "Oh my gosh, you could have died!" You know, like, and it's like, dude, like, and I was under going like, but that was like my new pet, and that thing's
you got rid
cool,
of my new
man.
pet,
like,
man.
Like,
Yeah.
like that's actually my first like snake, technically, if you want to chalk it up on that. But I've never actually kept a coral snake since. That's been a little bit out of my realm of what I want to work with and keep. But it's just one of my favorite stories to tell people, because my dad loves telling people, like, because for like 3 weeks afterwards, I had to, like, myself had to sit there, because my dad's a teacher, had to sit there and review what the difference is between a scarlet king snake is and a coral snake, and go over and over and over and like, and so my dad was in the Army for 30 years. He's a drill sergeant, and right afterwards, as soon as he got out of the military, gets a master's in geology, gets a teaching degree, and goes to be a teacher. So I had to deal with all that bullshit the whole time. So my dad was that correcting guy. He corrected me all the time.
The red ink.
So everything had to be, oh, dude, everything. Yeah. Like I had my homework was reviewed before my teacher saw it. You know what I mean? Like,
ouch.
But don't get me wrong. Me and my father have probably one of the strongest relationships now, but that's mainly because I don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
But,
I feel that on a deep personal level. My dad is terrified of snakes, so like anytime that I would have my snakes out, he would like put it back, get out of here. He doesn't want to see any of that stuff. So now we got a much better relationship, because I can keep my snakes and do all my thing, and he lives in a house without snakes, so everything's cool now.
Yep. I try sending my dad texts, like it'll be like a paragraph and a half long text of like, "Oh, look at this cool snake I found. You don't really see these that often," whatever it is. And then I just get like a awesome text. That's
yep.
It. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking for enthusiasm, Dad. Jeez.
I feel that. So that's when you were kind of a little bit younger, and then now you've got like a really awesome collection of venomous snakes. So what type of stuff really interests you now with your collection of venomous snakes? Like what draws you? Are you more like a crotolid guy or a viper guy, or you got some lapids?
Honestly, I actually would say I'm a lapid guy, dude.
Really?
For a while I was more specifically in the nausea species. I just like cobras.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's some about an lapid, that calculating, thinking animal is just it gives me chills thinking about it, bro. Oh man, I just love it. They're gorgeous creatures, man. Like cobras, I've always been fascinated with. I've always loved them, and it was like that was the first venomous snake I ever actually went and bought. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've caught plenty of, just like growing up in the South, I just messed with all kinds in the past, but never once had I ever kept one. And I was just like, no, I'm gonna go all out and get the cobra. So I went and actually had a classic Indian cobra, and that was one of my first ones that I'd ever kept for probably about a couple weeks. And I ended up realizing it was a little much for me.
At the time,
didn't really know what I was doing, acting like a fool about it. So I ended up selling that snake back to a friend of mine, and he had actually kind of mentored me a little bit at the time. Unfortunately, I'm no longer friends with that guy anymore. But at the time, he taught me a good bit, so I'll respect him for that.
Yeah. As you grow and as you develop as a keeper, there's people who come and go, and there's situations that generally just don't pan out sometimes, and you just got to kind of roll with it, because the more that you grow and the more that you develop, the better you become as a keeper.
Yeah. And I don't really want to like necessarily say anybody's wrong for like flipping snakes or anything like that. But me personally, I'm not really into that. If I take on an animal, I plan on keeping it throughout its life. I want it to be with me, and it's going to be mine forever. So like for example, so my oldest snake I have here is about 16, 17 years old, and so I've fucking had it forever, man. Like my wife was the original keeper of it. She had her parents were a lot more accepting of keeping snakes than my parents were. So so she was the original. She was the original purchaser, and then because I don't mind getting lit up by that little bitch, because like I love that snake, but man, she don't like me.
Wait, hold on. What kind of snake is this? Because we were just talking about venomous snakes. It's not a venomous snake, right?
It's a it's a Nicaraguan boa.
Oh, cool.
Oh, now it makes sense.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah. Right,
they definitely have a little
Yeah,
spicy streak to them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, little context would probably help you, right?
Yeah, just we were like, man, he's getting lit up by an elapid, and he's still here talking.
Cool
this motherfucker's a superhero.
Yeah.
And just with a big old smile on his face.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm immune to COVID. I don't
serial
need
killer?
that. Oh man. So like you're love the cobras and that sort of stuff, and you've got some viperids as well, right?
Oh yeah. Honestly, I never thought I'd even have the ones I have. I sort of fell into it. A guy was getting rid of them, and I honestly, just because like I really don't know where some of these animals go, but I see people produce them year after year, and I always see a handful of people keep them. So I'm wondering where they're all going, and it's not really making me too happy to see it. So I was just like, all right, I'll take them in. I mean, I need to beef up my collection anyways, whatever. So I went and bought the fight protocols, went the whole 9 yards, and got everything for them. So like what I never realized though was, man, bitters are a little bit more tricky. You gotta work. You gotta know what you're doing with them.
100%. 100%.
Man, I've never thought I would see such a fat little slug move so fucking fast off of a hook. Just off a hook, like, oh god, like, you know what I mean? Like,
literally though.
Dude, I learned so many lessons from that alone. Now, I don't even go in my venomous room without wearing muff boots now, because, like, yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not even playing that game anymore. Like,
you only need a viper to land at your feet once before you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll wear some protective covering.
Yeah.
That's I probably never jumped so high in my life. I used to be a high jumper in high school, and I guarantee you I beat my PR by a bunch. Like, I was like, God.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh my god.
So where did you meet Brian, and how did you get involved in the Reptarium?
So that's an awesome question, just because like me and Brian have sort of an interesting history, and none of it's like dramatic or anything like that. It's just interesting.
Oh, well, we don't want to hear it.
Give us the tea, man.
Yeah.
I want to
only want drama.
So the dawn of time. All right. Basically, Brian and me, when we first met, he was looking for another guy to sort of take in on the maintenance of the ball pythons, and this was probably about 7-8 years ago. I don't really remember, but it was quite a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And Jessica, my wife, who at the time was still sort of new. I think she had only been working there for about 4 or 5 months. Mm-hmm. So she had thrown my name in the ring. She said, "Well, Bruce, he keeps our snakes at home, and he's pretty like all of our animals do just fine. So I mean, he'll listen to you, and being in the military and stuff, that was kind of one of the nice things that Lori felt comfortable with. So she was just like, oh, he'll listen to me. Good.
What I
mean? That sounds like Lori.
That very much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, you mean you're gonna actually do what I tell you? Oh, yeah, come on. You know what I mean?
Hired.
So,
you're hired.
So for about like I think 3 or 4 months, I worked as a ball python, just a breeder. I didn't do any breeding. I just did the care. You know what I mean? That's cleaning tubs, doing basic maintenance, right? So like that was when I appeared on my first video with Brian, and and that's basically where it kind of all started. But basically, at a certain point in time, though, we kind of parted ways. The business wasn't doing as well at the time, so I was the last guy I was bottom guy of the totem pole. So we were just like, all right, well, you know what, like Jessica, I still want you to stay here and work here. I know because of my experience and how I have done really well with labor work, so I had no issue finding another job that would pay a little better anyways. Mm-hmm. So like I ended up moving on and kind of making a little extra money in some other ways, and that was when me and Jessica moved into our house here and stuff, and we started getting a little bit more into stuff. And then fast forward a little bit, and I'll leave out all the other extra stuff. We're just strictly talking about Brian here. Basically, it was about a year before the opening of the Reptarium. And Brian brings up like this whole like, I've been really thinking about like, building a zoo next door, because this tobacco shop had moved out, and it was like there's like these other two buildings were wide open for us and stuff. So like that just, the time just seems now, And so at the time I was just like, well, Brian, if you need any help, man, I'm always here for you. You're always my friend, so whatever you need. So he actually asked me, he goes, yeah, you got a sledgehammer? I was like, well, yeah, of course I do. I mean, like, I'm a pretty destructive guy. Hammers for sure.
I have multiple.
So he ends up getting me to bring a sledgehammer in one day. This was like way before I was ever considered hired or anything like that. This was just like, you want an extra buck, man? Come on in. We'll help you. Yeah, help me destroy this wall. I was like, all right, cool. So Brian, being the absolute awesome dude he is, but also very moving, if to put it blankly, he just like likes to move around a lot. Yeah. So like he's never in the same place for a very long time. So we both get started on about to start like putting the sledgehammer into the wall, start taking down the walls for the Reptarium. And like while he's telling me this, and I'm literally kind of chuckling under my breath, like come on, dude, you're gonna try to build a zoo in Michigan, bro? Like what is this? This is goofy. You know what I mean? I honestly, I did not have a lot of faith for it, and I ate my fucking words for it. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. But like, yeah. So like, I'm laughing, and then I turn around. He's gone. Just gone. Like, no Brian, nowhere. I'm like, where the hell did he go? So Brian had like a conference call and had to do this. I also had to do some things for the vlog. Also went to grab a camera and also set up for the videoing of me taking down the wall. And so like, and all that period of time, he did all that, and I was just sitting there thinking, where'd you go? Yeah. Like it's just amazing that he just like he'll just up and go, oh, I need to do this. Oh, you know what? This would be great footage, and he just goes off. He's gone. I was the one who broke down the initial walls for the Reptarium, and like I'm super proud that I've been here from the ground up, and it's really, really cool. And Brian, man, like I never really thought Brian would ever be my mentor, but for sure, man, that guy he taught me a lot. And like I'm always willing to absorb information from all sources and all avenues. So like regardless of who they are, whether it be Brian, whether it be Kevin, whether it be like Forrest, guy, God rest in peace. But like guys like that had just been like, man, I'm just a sponge. Tell me everything. I don't care if I've heard it 1,000 times. I want to hear your version of it. You know what I mean? Like for sure. Like so like. Like to me, it's just like I don't know. I kind of have to give my dad a little bit of props for that one, just because like I wouldn't be so inspired to learn if he hadn't pushed me so hard to learn.
Mm-hmm. I dig that.
100%.
I was gonna say I want to, with the exception of, oh, that's gonna be good footage. Let me go grab a camera.
Yeah.
All
the rest of that stuff is Kevin.
It sounds exactly like Kevin. He doesn't know what's good footage and what's not good footage.
That's true. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. What I've often heard is that like it's pretty spot on, which explains why they've been friends for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just explains it.
I'm always amazed. What's really silly about that is I'm always amazed seeing them in the same room together. They'll actually sit down and just talk. And I'm like, and I've seen it multiple times on multiple occasions that Brian has come here to visit. They will just sit down and talk, and I'm like,
Kevin doesn't sit down for things.
What is happening?
I probably I see Brian sit down at the end of the day. That is when Brian sits down, and that's only for about 5 seconds because he's on a phone call and he's doing also email at the same time.
Yep.
That's the only reason he's sitting down, because that's just how the office works.
Yeah.
But like the dude never sits down. Never sits down.
It is always amazed me whenever I witness that, and I think I've gotten pictures of every single time it's happened, because I'm like, nobody's gonna believe these people are chilling.
Yep.
Right now,
not
like in any context.
Doing something. Yeah.
And I wish I could like time lapse it and be like, look how long they actually did sit down. It was a thing. It was a time in a moment in history where they've sat down. And I think that's why they don't see each other very often.
Yeah.
They're building up the time of sitting down to talk with one another.
It's a cumulative thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're slowly collecting little bits and pieces to talk about.
Exactly. It's like a sick time, accumulated sick time. They're like accumulated sit
down time. Yeah. Yep. 100%. He's like, okay, I've got my hour and 20 minutes. I can meet up with Brian. Brian, it's been about 6 months. Are you coming out here?
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Fucking great.
So, do you do any field herping out in Michigan? Is there any good field herping out there? You guys get a decent amount of stuff?
Little to none of it, really, to be honest with you. I will share a really special herping story with you here that I did here in Michigan that I didn't expect at all. So obviously, Michigan doesn't have any real venomous snakes besides one, and that's the eastern Massasauga.
Yeah.
So up here, you probably have a couple recognized populations that are being protected, but outside of that, you won't really find them anywhere here. I was allegedly working for a pot farmer at the time, and so the gentleman I was working with had yelled at me because like snakes and stuff like that, and he goes, hey man, like, do you know what this is? And I walk up, and I see right in front of me, probably no more than maybe 7-8 inches long, a baby eastern Massasauga rattlesnake in an area that is not known to have them, period. And just like that chill, just to see it. Whoa! Holy crap, dude! Get Fish and Wildlife on the phone now! Like, oh, dude! I about shit a brick. I was just like, that's a pygmy! Like, holy shit! I just because I wasn't even trying to look for it or nothing like that. I'm just working, watering plants, doing my thing, and holy shit! It blew my fucking mind. I was just like just knowing that how often I've herped in Michigan, and I just basically find garters, the occasional little rat snake if you find them, like barely anything, and just like most of the time it's like I'll tell you right now, the frogs and the turtles are awesome around here. You'll see a lot of cool ones.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, there isn't really a lot of good snake herping. You know what I mean? You don't run into a lot of cool ones. So and yeah, not only that, but with the turtles, you gotta like I have a kayak, but most people I know don't have them, so you gotta get out on a kayak to really find some cool shit.
That's kind of how it goes.
Yep.
When I was younger, I didn't really appreciate field herping turtles as much, and then as I've gotten older, now I'm like super into if I can see like spotted turtles or wood turtles or even box turtles or anything.
Oh, dude, if I ever get a chance to go to New England, I 100% want to find a wood turtle. Holy shit, that'd be cool as fuck.
Oh
my god, that would be so badass.
Yeah. Kevin is the wood turtle god.
He's the whisperer of the wood turtles.
Yeah.
If you come out anytime during the summertime, he can probably show you wood turtles.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah, I 100% guarantee Jessica's going to be trying to badger me to get out there.
Do
she's
it.
Like literally, as you guys were saying that, she comes walking in and looks in the snake room and goes, "We need to go there." Yes, dear.
You know what they say, man? Happy wife, happy life. I'm just saying.
That's right.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, probably my choice was all the venomous snakes. Everything else you see besides the African bush viper that I have in my house are all Jessica's. Like, I take care of them, but those were all Jessica's choice. She was like, I want this, I want that, I want this. Like, I have 4 spiders and a bunch of venomous snakes. Everything else is Jessica's.
Well,
so
I can dig it.
35, 40 snakes, and I own maybe 10 or 12 of them.
I dig it.
That's the one thing that I get a lot of people who are like, "Oh, your partner's into reptiles. That must be like so easy." And I'm like, "You have to compete for cage space. It's very difficult."
It's not easy.
No, bro, I had to buy a 3-bedroom house just so Jessica could have her gecko room.
Yep. Yep. You can have the cool temp
we had a
species
reptile room, and she was just like, "Oh, it's too warm."
Yep. Yep. That is the struggle, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it's even funnier too, because we've since the day we met, we've always been into reptiles, but the funnier thing had been when I got into fishing and I taught her how to fish. Mm-hmm. Now she won't stop going fishing with me.
So wait, what stuff are you trying to catch?
I need some alone time, woman. Get back.
The truth. What do you go fishing for?
Honestly, man, I have really enjoyed fly fishing. I love fishing for trout. I think to me it's because there's so much more involved in learning on what you're doing. Like, you got to know like the hatch season, like what bugs are in that area in that river. You got to research where you're going. To me, it's just like that whole process, and then you catch that fish. Like, it's so rewarding. It's just like, for instance, like when you're trying to like like when you're trying to track down an animal that you want to see and just like photograph or even just experience in one way or the other, you spend so much time trying to research it, and then only for that 5 seconds of meeting it.
Yep.
All that time
all
spent
the time
for just that 5 seconds, and to me the most rewarding part wasn't seeing it let go.
Yep.
Like just putting it like first like for like whether it be a fish or a snake or whatever, just like watching it go back into its normal home. Goodbye, please make more. Come back later.
Yes,
Like
100%.
Like to me, I don't know. You can catch a garter snake and I still enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like that's just, I don't know. I like the outdoors. You can't keep me outside.
Hell yeah. Because like when I go field herping, one of my favorite things, besides if you catch the animal, it's cool. But even if I just see them in their wild habitat, just doing their own thing, that's exciting to me. Because there's been times where I've gone and look for copperheads in places where they're not very common, and just being able to like research the habitat, think of the spots where I think that they might be interested in living, and then getting to see them in the spots where they actually choose to live is like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting them to cram themselves in these little tiny rock crevices. I was expecting them to be in the leaf litter, because they're kind of patterned to fit in the leaf litter. But then, all the ones that live in the areas where I go to look for them, they're all like crammed in between the rocks, and you got to look for flashlights to find them and stuff. So that always like just like really, it was always satisfying to just see them in their habitat, just being themselves. That's part always really kept me fascinated with them.
Honestly, yeah, I'll share another like really cool herping story that was like I was probably like 14 at the time, but so I was super fascinated with cottonmouths for some reason. I do not remember why. I just thought like this was like one of the most feared snakes in my area. This is the one that everyone warns me about. And for some reason, it's just like at first glance, sort of an ugly snake.
Yeah.
And then it shows that cottonmouth. It opens its mouth. It gapes at you. It does it with defensive behaviors, and you're just like, dude, this is cool. Like this lives here. Like, holy shit, this is naturally here. Like this isn't just some invasive bullshit. Like it's pretty cool,
It's like real life Pokemon. You could like go out in the field, you walk around in the bushes for a little bit, and then you're like do 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 do, and I'm like, oh, there it is, it's right there.
Except you're not throwing rocks at them.
No throwing rocks. No throwing rocks. It does use tail whip though. It's always like rattling their tails away, and I'm like, you're not intimidating me.
Well played.
Oh man.
Oh, that was good.
That'll be relevant to like
dude.
all the people under 35, and then all the people over 35 will be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
So if I can ever find one, I would love to find a maybe like a lavender pastel version or something of a Kuthia so I can name it Arbok.
Yes.
I want to name it Arbok.
Yes.
What a badass name to give a cobra.
That would be badass.
Oh, dude. I just remember as a kid being like, is that even a thing? Is there a purple cobra out there? And like now I'm an adult and I'm like, there are purple cobras out there.
I need it. Hand it over. Who's got it?
Yeah, right. Like, oh man, I'll pay you. Oh man, I'll pay you whatever I got. Like shit.
Purple cobras.
Amazing.
Wait, do you have an Ekans? Do you have an Ekans yet?
Oh boy.
I have a timber rattlesnake, but it's not an Ekans.
No. Okay, that's fair.
I honestly, I never I knew I'd get a rattlesnake, but I fell in love with timbers so hardcore. I'm head over heels for timbers. I'll always have one.
Is yours like a lighter phase one or a darker phase one?
So I have a dark phase,
yes.
or the black phase, whatever you want to fucking call it. But like I actually would love to see if I could find maybe like a yellow phase or something like that. I don't really. I know you guys at Nerds got a couple of them, but
yes, we do.
Yep.
Man, like I just love the variation. Like it's too cool. Like and like honestly, like it was actually like seeing like so my timber rattlesnake his name is Burt Reynolds.
Hell yeah.
So when I first like met Burt Reynolds when he was a baby, like I was just like, wow, I never thought you'd see a timber rattlesnake like this. It's dark. It's almost black. It doesn't have any gray. You barely see the orange line. You don't like there's really nothing to me. Like if I hadn't bought it from someone who knew what the fuck they were talking about, I would have sat there and been like, "You're lying. This is a Western. This is clearly Western. It's just melanistic. Stop lying to me."
Yeah.
But so seeing that was like, all right, well, now I got to figure out why this is like this. So like it's one of those things where, yeah, like I'm sitting there looking up scientific articles about like the different phases and how they're found in certain locales and da da da. I'm like, holy crap, this just opened my mind to timber rattlesnakes in a whole other way, you know, like it's insane.
Yeah, and we've got some of the black phase and we have some of the gold phase or the yellow phase at Nerd. And it's just crazy to look at them and be like, these are the same snake. They're, essentially the same snake. They're the same species. It's just that one is so drastically colored different than the other. Yeah. And then, take a look at that and then comparison to like canebrakes, where it's like they look to me, they look so different than timbers. Like altogether, they look completely different to me.
Like they're almost gray. Like, yeah. Like they have like
and they can have like
it's
pink
so crazy
and
the
orange
difference.
And all these weird colors that you would never see on a timber.
Yeah, I didn't even fucking know that. Like, see, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Like this is like
I'll have to send you some pictures.
Yeah, dude, you got to. See, it's like that's more mind blowing than it was originally. Because it's just like I'm sitting there going like, yeah, I've only seen maybe one or two different types of canebrakes. Now they're fucking pink. What?
Yep. Yeah, dude.
What the fuck is this?
I've seen some where they look like their whole body is washed in pink, and I'm just like, how do you exist in the wild? How are you just a thing that exists out there? It's so wild to me. It's crazy.
You're like the Grinch, You're like, are you two still living? Oh my god!
100% though.
Yeah, right.
Oh
my gosh.
So, what projects does your wife work with for like geckos? You got some chihuahuas, and I saw she posts gargoyles all the time. Are those like her loves?
So yeah, I like so. We've definitely got our chihuahuas, we've got our we've got our gargoyle geckos, the lychees. Let's see, I'm trying to think because it's definitely Jessica's realm of expertise here. Oh, dude,
we got that one with four legs and that one with 4 legs.
Yeah, right.
So
like we also have African fat tails. We have
cool.
Cave geckos that I'm super excited about because like I like our cave geckos. They're cool.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet looking.
That's awesome. We've got a couple of cave geckos in here, but not a lot of them.
Oh, we have 2 different kinds of cave geckos. Thank you, Jessica. No,
like Orientalis or something. There are a lot of different kinds of cave geckos, honestly.
Yeah.
And there's some really, really pretty ones, depending on which ones you're looking at.
That's true. I'm not all that familiar with cave geckos.
Really?
All that much. They interest me, but they never caught me to a point of like, I need to learn about these.
Oh, I need to show you a picture of an Orientalis because those ones are like.
And then that will be.
Boom! They're so cool.
I don't need to look at more things, Rob, because then I'm going to want to buy more things.
I was going to say, like, we don't have any of the Orientalis. I think we have the Hawaiianensis. I can't ever fucking remember how to say it.
In the background.
I'm getting. Yeah, you can hear her trying to instruct me. Okay, Jessica,
yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you.
It's like, you're talking about my shit. I'm here.
I'm here for it.
They'll interview you when they call you. Come on.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
That's why I love that woman. She takes some really, really horrible jokes really well.
Okay, Rob's showing me a picture now. Is this a?
This is the Orientalis.
Orientalis.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty fucking badass.
Yep.
All right.
They're really
they're pretty.
I'll stare.
There are some cool. They're just even the your standard quote unquote Chinese cave geckos. They're a really pretty gecko. I don't understand why they're not more popular because they're like a cooler looking leopard gecko. And they don't need as high temps.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
they're just so cool.
Right. Like you can add a little more humidity. You can get away with a little bit more too. Like you add a cool. You can even build a sweet ass fucking cave because it's a goddamn cave gecko.
That's right. That's
it's
right.
the coolest fucking gecko, man. there's that, and also in our own personal collection, we have our tokay geckos. I love our tokays.
Tokays are fucking amazing. And anyone who says otherwise is an uncultured swine. I'm just going on record to say it right now.
Oh, man. Say it again, baby. Yes. This is so hard. Yes. Say it again.
Oh, man.
Tokay geckos are the best.
I might have to click the explicit content button on this one.
Oh, we're clicking it.
No, thank you. No, thank you. You will. This is America. You won't censor me, goddammit.
But yeah, tokays are so underrated, dude. They're such a cool
100%,
gecko,
dude. Like it's so to me it's more like it's a gecko you earned your time with. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you can get a tokay gecko to tame out on you, that is the most to me. I don't care what monitor you got. That's fucking badass. That's just cool. Because that's an animal we truly don't understand how it thinks. Like we just have very little understanding of it. And you made it your friend. You made it your fucking friend.
You have to earn that trust.
Or at least you made it tolerate you enough.
Yeah, right. We're okay acquaintances.
Yeah. You know who's really good at that? Kevin.
I think we're friends. He might think differently.
Yeah.
He's like, today I don't kill you. Tomorrow, maybe not so much.
Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, Kevin, that was Kevin's quote claim to fame in the tokay world or in the gecko world. I think in general was. I remember seeing a video of him. I think it was from a 2011 Daytona show or something. And he's like, "Look at these tokay geckos, and I can take them out and handle them." And
they don't murder me.
Jeff, I think it was Jeff Barringer from King Snake, who put up the video, and he's like, "So you telling me you have friendly tokay geckos?" And Kevin's like, "Yep, I can handle this thing like nothing." And he takes it out, and I'm like, "This guy's a fucking madman."
He is the evil morph god.
Yes, dude. Yes, like that man defies all nature.
It's very true. Yeah,
literally.
Yep.
The first time that he showed me one of his friendly tokay geckos, he literally just walked into the room and he had one that back when I first started coming to Nerd, he had a free roaming leucistic or piebald tokay gecko in one of the rooms. And he was like, yeah, whenever I go in there, I'll just tap the wall. He'll come out from behind the thing. I'll show him my hand, and then he lets me pick him up. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then he does it. He did it right in front of me, and I was like, well, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. That is the coolest thing. And it was like a 13 or 14-inch tokay gecko. It was massive. And he just picks it up like it's no big deal. He's like, yeah, this is Lucifer. And I was like, wow, that is the coolest gecko I've ever seen.
See, I don't have that experience with Kevin. My tokay experience with Kevin is I'm going to move 15 tokays, and the very last one is going to fucking annihilate me. Yeah. Get your camera ready.
Dude, oh my God. That's we originally had the tokays I have now, we originally had them on display at the Reptarium. And obviously they weren't really out that much. People weren't really able to see them. So we were like, okay, this isn't working. We decided to remove them, right?
Yeah.
So in the process of removing them, the male I pull out literally latches on to fucking my hand. It starts it's a big fucking head on the bastard too. So it's a nasty little bite. So we finally pry him off me to the best way possible and get him into the tub. And the female darts out of the cage and gets behind some of our little you guys seen the videos wooded stuff. So she gets behind this.
No.
So we're me, Eric, Brian, all of us are sitting there staring at each other what do we do now? This thing's behind here and we can't just leave it.
Yep.
So so basically the idea came up was just all right, we're gonna try. We tried to do the little stick and prod, try to get her to come run out without trying to hurt her, and that wasn't working. So I decided I was just gonna shove my hand in there and wait for it to bite.
That is the best way to catch a tokay gecko.
You're damn right. It is. It worked out. It bit the shit out of me. I got it out. We were fine. And now she sits just happily in my home.
It's called fishing for tokays. You just pull out a rack, throw your arm behind there and wave it up and down, and whoever catches the biggest tokay wins.
So true.
Now, I will say this. I never thought I would experience a worse bite than a tokay bite when it really came down to the overall pressure. But I don't know if you guys have ever been bit by a caiman lizard.
Oh,
that fucking
no.
sucks.
No way.
I just recently got my first bite from our caiman lizard, and it's a baby. But holy shit, that thing did not want that one. That thing wanted to take the piece of meat that it had in its mouth. It wasn't willing to let go of it. And like the jaw. I have such a huge respect for that jaw crusher now. Like holy crap, no wonder they can crush snails.
Snails. I was gonna say for an animal that eats pretty much exclusively snails, they gotta have some crazy jaws.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess like we of course we all knew it, but it's just like experiencing it was another fucking story, man. I was just like. I'm looking over at Jessica, like, he's not coming on. I'm just trying to be friends.
She's like, stop crying. It's not that bad. You're like, it is that bad.
It's pretty bad.
I was like, no, it is that bad. It hurts. You got the meat on my finger.
That's one of those experiences where you will let somebody else have it and learn firsthand vicariously through them.
I will learn from your experiences.
Yes. Yep.
Learn my yes, please. Like learn from my stupidity.
I got clipped by a prehensile-tailed skink, one of the monkey skinks. Those things got a nasty bite too. Those things are horrible. They got like this short head, and it's just so powerful. It's not good to get bit by. Not good at all.
Dude, I guarantee that'll likely end up happening to me because I keep pushing my boundaries with ours. Yeah. I just keep pushing it. I'm so stupid with it, but to me, it's just like it's the cutest thing. It's the cutest thing in the world that these animals, like, they remember what time feeding time is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they know me.
Very habitual.
Like, I come walking up to the cage, and this female will come down, and she'll eat right out of my hand.
That's
like,
awesome.
the thing is, like, the moment you touch her, she's like, fuck you. Like,
yeah.
you. Like, so it's just like, all right, you know what? I'll just leave you with your space. But it's just like, to me, it's just like, man, I just like them. I like them so much. I'm so fascinated by monkey tail skinks, dude. They're so cool.
Yeah, I remember at a White Plains Expo, Mike Curtin had brought some monkey tails.
I remember that.
Trying to sell.
I remember that, dude.
Yep, and he had one. He was like shaven bald. He was shaven bald. He had one just chilling on his head.
Bite him on the head.
And I was like, and he just had it. He was like, it was like out for the whole day. And I was like, oh, dude, like that's really freaking cool. He's like, yeah, this one's pretty nice. The other one's kind of a jerk, but this one's pretty nice. Whatever. And then all of a sudden, I'm like walking by later in the show, and it's no longer on his head. And I'm like, hey man, what happened to the skink? Did you sell it? And he's like, it kind of bit my head.
Yep.
And I was like, what?
Wait, it bit your head?
Yeah, it bit my head, and it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
So I put it back in the cage, and I was like, no way. And he's like, take a look at this, and like takes the towel off from his head, and I was like,
remember that,
whoa,
that's a bad
that's
bite.
not okay. And he's like, yeah, it wasn't fun.
Not good. Not good at all.
Yeah, not fun at all. And I was like, ooh, bro, not cool, man.
Would not recommend.
Yeah, exactly.
We actually have video of like Brian holding one of our monkey tail skinks, and the barely misses his earlobe. It was going for it and everything. I'm talking about like if you zoomed in, that thing probably got like under an eighth of an inch away from his earlobe. It was about to take it. Oh, dude, me and our cameraman Jay, I look over at him and go, holy shit, did you see that? And he goes, yeah.
See, if you guys worked with Donnie, he would have been like, that's going in a video.
Yep,
it's just going viral.
Dude, he's like, I'm going to cut it so it looks like it actually bit his ear.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
Oh, dude, I don't want to hear shit about clickbait then, motherfuckers.
Yeah, seriously. But you know what, dude? Prehensile-tailed skinks also have the sharpest claws of any reptile I've ever felt in my life. They've got some serious talent.
I agree 100% there, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
when they
why?
grip onto you, they aren't fucking around.
I was like, why? You're a herbivore. Why do you need to hold on this tight? This is not cool. I was like, croc monitors got to hold on. I expect it from them. You eat fruit. What? What are you doing? Oh my god. I don't use gloves a lot, but whenever I have to move the monkey tail skinks, I always use gloves. I'm like, nope, they go right through your skin like it's nothing.
So true.
You know, honestly, I probably need to start doing that now too, because like
it's like
worth it. I just never ever use gloves for shit all, but like I'm with you, dude. Monkey tail skinks will light your ass up and not even try. They're not even trying. They're just sitting on your hand, and all of a sudden, oh look at all these hypodermic needles going inside my hand.
And you got all these puncture wounds all over. You're like, ow, that went deep. It's like you weren't even expecting it. They're just hanging on to you. Well, I like it when I use the gloves because because when I'm trying to move them around to do stuff, you got to like pick them up, move them, and then put them down. And when they're on your skin, they do not not let go of your skin. So if they're on the glove, I just peel the glove right off, throw the glove in the thing, and I'll get the glove later.
Right.
Makes the time for cleaning a lot quicker. Because I just use 2 gloves, move them around, they hang onto the glove, I don't get bit, I don't get punctured, and I can remain a hand model.
Yeah, Rob is very much about keeping all of his blood in his body.
Yeah.
At any cost.
At any cost.
And you know what? I have to give Rob a lot of respect, because the man really knows himself a good pair of hands and feet.
Yeah, hey, man, I'm just saying, I know how to appreciate a little bit of everything.
I know how to preserve.
That's right.
That's true.
That is right.
Is true. I feel like that's a very important skill set and mindset to have in our industry.
I'm just saying.
You ain't lying.
I've been to a reptile expo. I've seen who people come through the door.
So true. I mean, wait, you mean you don't want to look like Dustin?
Dude, his arms are constantly shredded.
Maybe that's why they're getting smaller.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Yo, dude, no, 100%. That is exactly why they're getting smaller. But, yeah.
It's the monitor's claws are actually raking away the muscle, and he's left with less muscle now because of the monitors.
No, honestly, if you guys just told him he just needs to start adding ketchup to his diet.
I'm so happy about this.
So just
Bruce,
so you
wait,
know,
I'm still waiting for that fucking box of ketchup to show up at our fucking door.
So,
dude, it's part of the fun. Just dangle them along.
Dude, just so you know, Jeremy's been looking up ketchup costumes and ketchup shirts and how many gallons of ketchup and how he can get it into a super soaker and like all this crazy shit.
I've got to find a picture, Bruce, that I'm going to text you at this very moment because you need to look at it because I specifically bought this just to fuck with Dustin.
Oh, man.
Dude, honestly, I already imagine us all getting together and pulling a full-on carry with ketchup on Dustin.
100%.
Ketchup-boom!
Yes.
All over him, just like...
Yes.
Somebody was saying...
Dude.
That they should do water balloons filled with ketchup.
Yep.
Oh, my Lanta.
Oh, my God.
Too much.
Oh, my God.
Too much.
No, dude, just enough. Dude, because when he's walking away and you still got to fucking hit him, you got to get him. All right, you got to look at this photo.
Hey. Oh, yes. Dude, that is everything life needs to be right there.
Dude, because I'm like he's gonna think this is some evil plot, and I'm gonna be like, nah, bro, it's just you just gotta catch up with Jesus. That's all you gotta do, man. I don't know why you're so freaked out about my harmless, positive message shirt.
What, you don't want to hug and catch up with Jesus with me?
Yeah, come on,
just
bro.
start, following him.
Come on, yeah. Oh, dude, you're giving me ideas.
Oh no.
Oh, dude. Wait, like me and Jay were like, once we found out all about that, dude. Me and Jay were like literally for hours discussing like little plots we could do the next time we go over there. And like,
dude,
I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I'm coming to New England.
Like, we need to start a little group chat.
Oh, buddy.
Agreed.
Because in the meantime, if you guys come up with like little easy things to do, I'll do them. And I'll try to like record them happening and send it to you guys. And then like we wait for the big kaboom when you guys come here.
Oh my
man.
God.
Dude, there's so much epicness in this.
Yes. 100%. Yes.
For those people who don't know what's going on right now, one of our coworkers, his name is Dustin at Nerd, he is horrified
of ketchup.
Like terrified. I don't know. If you ever watched the Maury Povich show, if you're in that age group where you might have seen the Maury Povich show, and they had that one episode where they brought people on who were afraid of like super irrational things like pickles and pennies and stuff. He's like that, but with ketchup.
Yeah. And the most amazing part of this is he tells us, right? And he's like, "What you mean you guys you guys didn't already know? I thought you guys already knew. And I was like, do you not know the place you fucking work, bro?
Yeah.
Like, the stories of pranks that go along with every other historical thing nerd has done. The pranks are just as amazing.
They are more brutal.
Yes.
Than every...
Dude.
But
Oh
I'm
God.
like, if you think we've already known this and we haven't fucking touched you,
Yeah.
bruh. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
immediately took this little nugget of information that he decided to deposit with us and ran right to Dan, who is our prankster extraordinaire, and was like, Dustin's afraid of ketchup. And he's like, what? And I was like, yes, apparently he is deathly afraid of ketchup. And he's like, what? No, I've got to test this out. Lo and behold, he had like a ketchup packet from his lunch that same day. And he's like, hey, Dustin, come here. And you watch this kid run to the other side of the fucking hallway like it is more than his job. Like it was asked of him by the president to run down a hallway.
Dude.
Like,
I fucking love his enthusiasm.
oh, yeah. But it's, man, oh, man, was it funny. And continues to be funny every time. I should tell you, Bruce, about one of the latest pranks that happened.
Oh, boy.
Dan took a ketchup packet and threw it in Dustin's car while Dustin was inside the car.
Shit.
And Dustin was freaking out. Gets out of his car. He's like, it's in my car. It's in my car. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And Dan's like, get the fuck out of the way. I'll get it out of your car. Gets in his car. Drives away in his car.
Yes. Yes.
Then, so Dustin, I didn't know that this happened, right? I didn't know this happened. I'm sitting in the office, and then all of a sudden, Dustin comes upstairs, and he's like, he just looks flustered. I'm like, what's going on? And as soon as I ask that, I see that my phone is ringing, and it says Dustin is calling. And I'm like, but he's right here. Whatever. I don't understand. So I answer the phone, and it's Dan. And he's like, what up, motherfucker? And I'm like, what did you do?
Oh.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, no.
We love a good prank at New England Reptile.
Oh man, I wish we had enough people that we could prank. We just don't really have a lot of people that we work.
Oh man,
You know who you should prank? Lori.
I was
Lori.
just thinking that. I was just thinking
she
that.
She loves a good joke.
Hey, you got a death wish.
Yeah, exactly.
To it, Lori. Hey, I don't want to get throat punched. I'm not a fan.
Hey, man, I fucking love Lori, and I met Lori like probably, like 12 years ago at the White Plains show, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play any jokes on her. I was like, I can play jokes.
One
I can play jokes on Sam and everybody else, not on Lori.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, dude, there has never been a moment where I haven't said yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You got it right away. You got it, no problem. I don't fucking argue with her. I do what I'm told, and I don't fuck around with her.
You should throw in a hell yeah, motherfucker one time.
100%. Yeah. Oh yeah. Occasionally. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
That is
fucking
awesome.
Shout out to Lori Barczyk, the badass motherfucker.
Dude,
you want to know what's funny?
Shout out.
Is we've consistently said that we want to see Kevin and Lori duke it out.
Oh my goodness.
Kevin's like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not about it.
Nah.
And I'm like, what?
Oh man.
Oh man. Low-key, Lori would win that fight this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he was like, no, I'm not
I'm not trying to get my ass
I'm not
whooped.
even trying to go down that road. And I was like, really, Kevin? And he's like, if you knew Lori as long as I knew Lori, you'd know to not even try it.
Right? Yeah, I know. Like there's just steps you don't fucking take. You just don't take those steps. You just go away, go the other direction. Live your life.
It's true. I remember when we came out to the Reptarium after Tinley, I called Kevin briefly, and Lori happened to be standing right there, and she was like, "Hi, Kevin," and he was like, "Hi, Lori," and like this, like please don't fuck me up over the phone voice, and I was like, "What is happening right now? Can I borrow Lori whenever we're having a bad day with Kevin? Can we just fly Lori out?"
That'd be great.
Oh, dude. She's awesome. She's a great boss, though.
She is
for real.
awesome.
I love her to death.
She's a great person.
100%. Yep. I remember she joined a live stream. I used to do consistent weekly Facebook lives from my snake room when I was living in Western Mass.
I remember that.
And I remember she jumped on one of them, and it was Crispy was in frame, and she was like, "You're not Jeremy.
Get the hell
Where's
out of here."
Jeremy?"
That's fucking awesome.
And I was like, "I'm right here. I'm right here. Don't freak out. I'm right here." I was like, "I'm right here. Don't harm him. He's just here."
So, Bruce, do you have a favorite animal at the Reptarium, or group of animals?
Do I have a favorite? Honestly, no. I don't really have a true favorite, just because, like, at this point, I've got a story. I've got a fun thing with just about every single animal. I've got a relationship in one realm to another, regardless of what animal it is. So I can't really sit there and go, "Oh, well, this is truly my favorite." But if you're overall like as far as like if I were to say the one that I'm more proud of is as far as like how far it's come, it's right now it's a tie between Chicken Strip and Ugusugu, our two Nile.
Two Niles, yeah.
Yeah, like I like, you know what I mean, like I walk up I wake up and go to work, and I walk in and these animals are so happy to see me, and I can't be more overjoyed. Just because, like, I mean, this relationship is just clearly just one of, like, okay, dependence on food and things like that, but it's still one of that I truly value. You know, like, there's, like, we're, like, you know, like, I get to hold a Nile monitor. I don't know a lot of people that at least personally, that get that opportunity to do that every day. And I get to treat it like it's my puppy. Like, she's a sweetheart. She's probably the sweetest fucking Nile monitor I've ever met.
Yeah, so, you guys certainly have the, probably the largest amount of Nile monitors that are friendly, and that is 2.
You're smoking everyone else in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But like, you know, but like that was the coolest thing ever, though, because it was just like, you know, like looking back, like I was watching guys like, you know, like Kevin, obviously you, Rob, all you guys, like, and because I was never really in, obviously, like, you guys never really heard of me until like a year or so ago, right? Like I haven't really been in, like, I haven't been within these groups or anything like that. I actually didn't have a Facebook for a good minute. I actually just started my Facebook like 6-7 months ago. Like, it'd been years since I had a Facebook. But like I don't know, like I just like gotten to this point where I was like, okay, well, I know where the resources are at, so let's go and start watching these people. And I started watching like Kevin, talking like how he would sort of introduce himself to the baby monitors, and how he sort of like, and honestly, like Kevin like is clearly a guy who doesn't necessarily teach you, he more just shows you. So you have to kind of really pick up what he's doing and really follow his movements too. Like, I mean, I don't know, like he picks up cues too. And I also felt like, you know, like it was pretty easy to learn from guys like him, and also look at guys like there was a gentleman who did the Bell's Lace monitors and taught them the wave to get them to come out of the cage. That was another guy that I had watched a good bit of.
Hell yeah.
But like, yeah, so these are people that I had like a couple of years ago just been like, wow, this is pretty cool, you know, whatever, you know, these dudes are doing some shit I would never imagine ever trying. And then, you know, and I finally get the opportunity to do it. And I don't know, I feel like I've adapted quickly, and I've moved fairly well with this. And I hope to get even better at it. I actually like we've even talked about on a regular basis, me and Brian, like we want to break some barriers here. Like, we're willing to do it. We're going to try it. Like, whatever happens. But we want to try and see like what can we do.
Yeah,
you know, what's the realm that we're getting into here that no one's ever done?
Yeah. I think that's one of the amazing parts about kind of being in the private sector, but larger scale private sector of working with animals, because there's no red tape that you have to deal with. You know, I mean, within reason, of course. You know, you kind of use your best judgment, but yeah, you can really break some ground. And of course, you know, everybody's setup is different because everybody's reptile room is different, and yada yada yada. You can go down the list of variables, but the fact that there's an opportunity to break a barrier or learn something totally new that we never once thought possible. Like that certainly is a joy of being in the private sector in that instance. You know, I mean, like just the work you guys have done with the Nile monitors alone, like it's not unheard of to find a tame Nile monitor, but it still is not a common occurrence at all. You know, for anybody to even have one, and you guys are working to the point where you can have two, you know.
Not only that, but an albino.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like I like, dude, honestly, that's been an incredible challenge. Like I didn't think it would be as hard as it was, but like, you know, like that first couple of seconds, he really doesn't know what's going on until he finally figures it out. Like once you guys know, well, I know what's going on, and like honestly, this is like trying to find a way to approach him where I'm not scaring him is the hardest thing right now. I do not know how to do it. Like, because right now he just like every movement, everything, we could just like, where I've tried different ways of like approaching the door. Like for instance, like I had for a minute thought like, because a number of times when I would open the lock off of the door, he would immediately start freaking out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would come up, just open the lock, remove it, and not open the glass, and just walk away, and just get him used to that. And I just sit there and do that over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then he stopped getting upset about that, but there's still the sound of opening that glass. You know what I mean? I can't avoid it. There's really nothing to do beyond that. So unless like, so for instance, like unless we were to somehow get like maybe a plastic door to open, swing open, or something that would be quieter, that may be a little less invasive to him, because it seems like for instance, like you can kind of sit there and look at him like he sees you, but it seems sort of like there's it's a vagueness. You know what I mean? Like he sort of like, he'll stand up real tall, and you're just right there in front of him, but he'll stand up real tall to look at you.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Exactly. So I'm always wondering, like, maybe it's not that I think he's blind, but I do believe that there's some lack of sight there. And you know, that's a hump that I'm trying to work through right now. But outside of that, once you get him out, get him calmed down for a second, and it usually takes like literally 10 seconds, and he's just like, oh, okay, I know what's going on. You're not trying to hurt me. It's cool. I get him out. I play with him. I sweep. I literally sweep the whole shop with him on my shoulders. Like he tries to hide my hat half the
time. That's awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I love that. I love that lizard though. He's so cool, guys. I hope you guys get a chance to meet him. I'm super excited to get a chance to let you guys see him too.
Hell yeah. All right, man. So we are winding down on our time here for the evening. But before we wrap up, there's a question that we ask all of our guests when we have them on, and that question is, what in the realm of reptiles has got you excited? Is there a particular animal that's got you excited, a project that someone's working on or that you're working on? What in the realm of reptiles has got you excited right now?
So, is it cool if it's a little selfish?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Boast.
I am so excited about that crocodile monitor.
Hell yeah.
I am living. I mean, I couldn't tell you guys how often, because like I live about an hour away from BHB and the Reptarium, so I drive an hour there and an hour back every day. Damn. And typically me and Jessica will trade off when driving, so I spend a lot of that time like reading. You know, I'll sit there and read and go through this book and that book, or go through this article, or you know, like, and like, you know, honestly, I've just been cramming full of the crocodile monitor stuff, man. There's some cool stuff that they're doing with like crocodile monitors, and I think it's China, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry. I read this article like a month ago, so I apologize if I'm vague on the information.
That's all good.
But like, but they were doing things like, you know, hiding eggs in the soil and having a search, and you know, and seeing what patterns, like what kind of different eggs they like and things like that. And it's just like, wow, that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like it's almost kind of like finding, like, when you're trying to feed squirrels, you end up finding out that like they like walnuts over other types of like nuts. They typically will go over walnuts over typically any other nut. So like, and it seems to be like you'll find that same pattern throughout the animal kingdom. There will be one favorable thing over the other, even if an animal that we don't believe typically has taste buds, by quote unquote. But like, it's I don't know, that kind of shit just fascinates me, and to get a chance to work with that creature is just super cool. I've gotten a chance to meet Kilo at a forest collection, and wow, what an awesome creature that was.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to get a chance to actually get my hands on this other guy, and honestly, because Forrest was a good friend of ours, and I'm really God, I'm so excited to get a chance to even sort of honor him, work with this sort of animal, and even put this animal up, and because we actually have a plaque out there on that cage for him and everything.
That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm super excited about that. So I to be honest with you, I really wish I could tell you guys some cool projects out there that I'm super excited about, other than just the typical stuff that just anybody else is excited about. But I haven't got an opportunity to really read too much into it lately. I've just been so concentrated at work.
Ain't no thing.
I hear that, man.
Sweet. So if people want to find out more about you, where should they find out more about you?
So I am on Instagram. I am on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. So look me up at Scales and Things on all those platforms except for Facebook. Just look me up, Bruce Saunders.
Boom.
That's pretty much it right there.
So thank you very much for coming on tonight, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we'll be talking to you again soon.
Oh yeah, love you guys.
Love you too, man. Take care.